Welcome to Daily Politics on Trust TV. I'm Hamza Idris, your host. We start today's tidbit with an update from the House of Representatives. The Central Bank of Nigeria says since the launching of the cashless policy in 2012, Nigeria has made remarkable progress at the global financial stage. The Deputy Governor of Financial System Stability, Aisha Ahmed, made the explanation while answering questions from members of the House of Representatives. Have a look at this.
As the pilot and later extended to Abia, Anambra, Kano, Ogun and River States. The CBN governor, who was represented by his deputy in charge of financial system stability, Aisha Ahmed, gave an overview of the cashless policies. She said the directorate of the CBN is charged with the mandate to promote a safe and sound financial system and to ensure a credible and efficient payment system.
Our policy pronouncement on December 5 was a continuation of the cashless policy that we already started with 10 years ago. And it was in recognition of the changes, the positive changes that have happened in the financial system and in the payment system since cashless was first launched.
Lawmakers sought for further clarification on the cashless policy following agitations from their constituents as well as petitions against the CBN.
We appreciate the courage of the present CBN governor to do this now, but this cannot be forever. We are spending hard-earned money to print the naira. We cannot keep printing the naira. So as much as you have doubled down on this policy right now, we want you to tell us categorically for how long will this be? Is it going to be for 3 months, 6 months? Or you're going to be doing regional like you started then, because the way to go is cashless.
Mr. Speaker, last 3 weeks we went to Binungwari. There was no electricity, there was no telecom sector, and that's the next sector to make this policy successful. The banking sector because of the infrastructure and the employees, the power sector and the telecom sector. Mr. Speaker, I think the CBN should be retrospective, should think inward, should think out of the box if truly we want this to be successful, so they should slow down.
I know that CBN is aware that there are over 1.4 million POS agents in Nigeria. And this new policy will render them jobless. And that is a major economic impact on the nation. Was this given consideration when this policy was decided?
The CBN Deputy Governor addressed issues raised by some of the lawmakers.
The citizens are not actually disenfranchised. They have options for their transactions, and they are indeed using those options today. Why do I say so? From the data that we see, in terms of the size of transactions happening in agent locations, people in the interland are actually taking advantage of this.
Speaker Femi Gbajagbamila thereafter urged the CBN to be mindful of constitutional provisions of interacting with the legislature before implementing policy decisions, pointing to the fact that the lawmakers are representatives of the people and are closest to Nigerians at the grassroots. For now, the CBN has reviewed to revise the bank's cash withdrawal limits policy, which it attributed to the feedback it got from stakeholders. The House has adjourned its plenary to next week Wednesday to consider the 2023 budget.
Well, that was the representative of the Senate President, Central Bank Governor. Also, the Senate President, Ahmed Lawan, announced during a session on Thursday that the 2023 appropriation bill submitted by President Muhammadu Buhari to the National Assembly contains errors. Lawan stated that the Senate and House of Representatives are working with the executive to correct the errors in the budget. However, due to the challenges encountered during the reconciliation process and the need to resolve issues with the bill coming from the executive branch, the committee secretariat were unable to complete processing the budget in time for consideration before the holiday period. He then added that the report on the budget will be received and considered on Wednesday, December 28, 2022. Finally, according to a recent nationwide opinion poll commissioned by the ANAP Foundation and conducted by NOI Polls Limited, Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party has a significant lead in the race for the 2023 presidential election. The poll, which was conducted in early December this year, revealed that 23% of voters will choose Mr. Obi if the elections were held today, while 13% will choose Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress, and 10% will choose Alhaji Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party. Dr. Rabiu Kwankwaso of the New Nigeria People's Party received support from 2% of the voters. However, a significant number of voters remain undecided. We don't know why, with 29% saying they are unsure and 23% preferring not to reveal their preferred candidate. The gender split of undecided voters shows that 38% of women are undecided, while 21% of the voters are male. As we approach the 2023 presidential elections also, the People's Democratic Party's presidential campaign is working diligently to ensure successful outcome. The campaign team has been busy traveling across the country, meeting with potential voters and spreading the message of the party's candidate, Atiku Abubakar. In addition to these public events, the campaign team has been working behind the scenes to build support and secure endorsements from influential figures within the party, especially as it faces its own share of internal crisis. This is aside the three other contenders from the All Progressive Congress, APC, the Labour Party, and the New Nigeria People's Party, who have also been visiting their respective strongholds across the country. The question is, what then are the chances of the PDP as the 2023 elections is barely 3 months away from now? We are joined in the studio by Frank Shaibu. He is the special advisor to Atiku Abubakar on public communication. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Yes, maybe we'll start with our tidbit before we take a short break and then discuss the issues of the day.
I'm here.
The first one.
I'm all yours.
Yes, the representative of the Central Bank governor, she said while talking to House of Reps members that Nigeria is actually doing exceedingly well at the global scene in terms of managing financial matters. Do you really agree with what she said?
Well, I think it's a matter of conjecture. And you know that whether we like it or not, the Central Bank governor is a member of the APC. And that's a man who even aspired to become president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in this dispensation. Before somehow that ambition was halted, maybe by himself and all his friends, or the powers that be. But that be that as it may, that's not correct. We know where our economy stands at the moment. We know what is happening. We know what we are facing economically. We know the position of the naira in the international markets. And we know the rate of inflation in Nigeria at the moment.
But it's global.
It is global. But you see, ours has been persistent, consistent, perennial, even before the global crisis came up. Since this government came into power.
You think they are using it as alibi, the global
Yes, they are using, of course, they are using it as an alibi. But interestingly, my major concern, it's their invitation to the House of Reps committee, House of Reps plenary or the committee level. Ordinarily, I'm not sure it was because of the state of the economy. Their problem is the cashless policy of the CBN.
Of course.
You understand me? And the Speaker of the House of Representatives, who is more or less one of those who answers questions for the candidate of the APC, is...
he's a member of the party.
Of course. No. You know what I mean? Who answers questions? They are the errand boys who perform examination malpractice, particularly at Chatham House. There are those he invites to answer questions from him when he goes for job interviews.
But it's a new strategy. Even though I don't want to see drill, we'll get to that.
You see, with profound respect, a man cannot say he's applying for a job. You want to seek employment without a job interview.
I want your take on the cashless policy.
Yes,
are you on the same page with the reservation raised by the lawmakers?
No. You see, that policy is a policy of the APC government. And I want to tell you clearly that, look, the CBN governor and his team should be allowed to complete the process they have started.
Meaning they should win election next year?
No, you see, they should, the reform already initiated by the APC administration, led by the CBN governor. They should allow him to complete it. The problem they have is this. Because of the introduction of beavers and the new technology introduced by the Independent National Electoral Commission, those who perform and who have ambition to do what we call bullion van politics, those who believe in cash and carry politics, it is this particular policy of the CBN is antithetical to their ambition. Forgetting that, you see, the 2023 election is a referendum on the last 7.5 years of this administration.
So are you passing a vote of confidence on Emefiele and his team?
What we are saying is simple. This particular reform, as it relates to the cashless policy, gives power to those who originally owns power, and that is the people, who do not need any form of inducement, so that those who are not campaigning, those who have no programs to sell to the people, those who do not want to be interviewed, those who do not want their policies to be interrogated, those whose presidential candidates don't want to be asked questions by professional journalists like yourself, editors like yourself, but want an automatic employment. They want to become president of Nigeria without interrogation. At the end of the day, those kind of candidates are people who depend on bullion vans to win elections.
Are you saying that candidates from PDP are not also using money? I think the policy is a nationalistic approach, right?
We have, as a party, we have issued a statement to say, look, Emefiele and his team should be left alone. That is why, as we speak, we have covered 15 states in Nigeria. During our campaigns, and we rounded off our campaigns for the year in Katsina. You saw the mammoth crowd. Now the issue is this: we are moving. Our candidate has presented himself to the people. His policy document entitled "My Covenant with the People," "My Covenant with Nigerians," is everywhere. It's a public document, and people have been interrogating him on that document. Oh, you've made commitment on education, commitment on the economy, commitment on the health sector, commitment in different sectors. How do you intend to do this? How do you intend to do that? How do you intend to drive this? And he's been explaining to the people, speaking with the people, because power truly belongs to the people. Now, what is the connection? What's the nexus between the policy, the cashless policy of Governor Emefiele, who is the governor of the central bank, and the position of Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari, who has said, look, I am not on the ballot. I want to leave a legacy of credible election. And using the template of Osun governorship election, I want to leave a legacy of credible election in Nigeria.
That's why because he showed his support for Emefiele.
Yes.
And you also joined. Then who are against the policy?
Those who are against the policy, it is shocking.
The head of Emefiele.
You see, it is shocking. Ordinarily, as the opposition party, we should be knowing full well that Emefiele is a member of the APC and someone who even aspired to become president of Nigeria on the platform of the APC. We, as PDP, we should have been calling for his head. But we are saying no. We are saying no because we are working. We are saying no because we have been selling our programs to the people. We are saying no because power must truly be returned to the people of Nigeria. And we have seen through the teacup that this particular policy will chase away bullion van politicians, will chase away money bags who want to be on the ballot, who want to win election using inducement and cash, instead of presenting themselves and selling their programs to the people. You see, enough is enough. You see, in the last 7.5 years, Nigerians have seen what we call a period of arrested development. And
okay, now they have freed it. Now, I think it's for the first time now that the PDP is also aligning with a policy of the APC.
It is not just a policy of the APC. Nigeria belongs to all of us. The central bank, you see, the Central Bank of Nigeria is an arm of government that is important to the economic survival of any nation.
Yeah.
You understand me? Not just Nigerians, but of any nation. What we are saying is simple. We're in an election year. It happened in 2019. If you remember, in 2019 election, few weeks to the election, the Chief Justice of Nigeria was arrested under very jejune and suspicious moves. Yeah. You remember what happened? That brought our judiciary to disrepute. We know where that brought us to. Now you want to attack
an important arm of our economy, and we're saying no. What is the policy?
Is it that they shot themselves on the foot?
That is, you see what they don't understand is that President Muhammadu Buhari is a very deliberate person. And I'll tell you, deliberate in the sense that
you are endorsing.
Yes, he's a deliberate person. He has said it, and I know he means it. He means every word of it. Because for the first time in a very long while, a sitting president is not on the ballot. And because he's not on the ballot, he's a very deliberate person. You know that anything
to lose.
Yes.
But some people, do you think that
he believes,
for remaining,
it is not about his party men. At 80, this man is 80. He celebrated his 80th birthday a few days ago. And he believes that, look, I owe Nigeria something. And all he has said
Why
is about
not 5-6 years ago, but now?
It does not matter. It's
Some
better late.
Say he's vindictive.
No, editor is with profoundness. Vindictive about what? It's better late than never. It is better late than never. He is president for all. You understand me? When he came on board, if you remember his first comment when he was elected as president, then when he was sworn in, he said, I belong to nobody.
But all of you have been all over him, saying he was not getting it right.
He is not, he is just one man. He's just a tree in the forest. He's just president. In fact, including the candidate of the APC, was the leader of their party. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Now, if you notice, how do you have a candidate of a party in government who goes to campaign without campaigning with projects of that same administration? They campaign as if they were in the opposition.
It's like you are trying to swallow your vomit.
No, not my vomit, with profound respect. The issue is, what is the problem with the policy? Why are they attacking the policy? They are attacking the policy because they have nothing to sell to the people, to the Nigerian people. President Muhammadu Buhari is almost...
Maybe he's indirectly now using some of these policies. I have this question, actually, that some of these policies he's bringing out at this hour, most likely to sell his candidate to Nigerians.
Who?
Tinubu. Buhari is bringing out some of these policies.
To sell his candidate?
Because Emefiele cannot attempt to do this without the buy-in.
It is not just about Emefiele. It's about what is good for Nigerians. If Emefiele is able to present, based on superior arguments, present what will be beneficial to Nigerians, to Mr. President, and it is approved by Mr. President, and they go all out. Mr. President said it times without number that, look, he is aware, he gave his tacit approval to the redesigning of the Naira. It's a public document, it's a public statement. You had him on tape. I read it in your papers. I think I was in the US. At that time, Mr. President made that comment. Yeah. And for me, that monetary policy, as far as this, even if not for anything, if it only serves the purpose of checkmating the use of money in influencing voters in this election, let Nigeria get it right for once.
But I want you to stop pretending, please.
Because yes. What do you mean by pretense?
Yes,
no.
Because
I take exception to that.
It's as if PDP has never induced voters in Nigeria. From what you are saying now, as if maybe when no inducement, you will just take it and then go home. That's
why I said I take exception to that. When you say, I should stop this pretense. It is not pretense. I put it to you.
It's from the bottom of your...
I put it to you.
You mean people will not share money, the PDP will not share money?
If we were interested in sharing money to induce voters, we will not be busy moving from the nooks and crannies of this country, campaigning and selling our manifesto. Atiku will not do that.
But Tinubu is also in Lagos today.
No, you see, these are a set of people who organize, put their own audience, their own set of people in one room, in a town hall meeting, where he speaks to them. Your
candidate also met with the business community in Lagos, just the way he did that.
No. You say no.
Town hall.
No. Editor, we see with profound respect to you. At your editorial level, in this industry, you should know when we're talking of an independent platform. Since June, that Tinubu was nominated or elected by his party to be on their ballot, he has not shared a stage with any of the presidential candidates. He has not attended any independent platform organized by anybody. And it is not new to us. I put it to you. When the Jele Alake and others...
Today it was with the business community.
Oh, who
You mean it was state managed or...
See, you see, the Lagos Business School organized a forum. He never attended. The Lagos Chamber of Commerce, in his own Lagos, the Lagos they claimed he built, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce organized a program. He failed. He refused to attend. ICANN, you know ICANN?
Yeah, Institute of Chartered Accountants.
Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. A man who claimed to be an international accountant, who had worked with Deloitte and other companies as he claimed. Hold on, with profound respect, a body of chartered accountants in Nigeria, the highest body, invited him to their platform. He refused to attend. The reason is, even when he took himself to the jamboree he went to in Chatham House, you saw what happened. He did not just embarrass himself, he embarrassed Nigeria as a nation. Because you cannot be candidate of a ruling party and you're delegating questions to members of your team. Because you see with profound respect. Let me give you an example. He asked Mr. Hold on, please. He asked Malam Nasir El-Rufai to answer the question on security. On his behalf, a man who aspires to be president of my country.
But this isn't new, Frank.
Hold on.
His team said when he was governor of Lagos.
He were not employing. He was not campaigning. Nigerians are not employing his team. Okay. Nigerians are employing. Want to give him a job. If we want to give you a job, if you go for a job interview, now you want to hire me as a reporter in Daily Trust newspapers or in Trust TV. So you ask me a question, Frank. Yes, how do you intend to turn Trust TV around? I say, hold on. Okay, let me call my darling wife. She's on standby. Hello, darling. How are you? Please, how would we turn around Trust TV? No, sir. Or I called Mr. Femi. I said, oh, my friend Femi is a technocrat. He's been in the television industry. No, sir. Look at this. Let me ask you a question. You asked Malam, wait, hold on, please.
Maybe you should ask Tinubu.
I will ask Tinubu a question. Okay. You asked me, Malam Nasir El-Rufai.
Yes.
You asked him in Chatham House. Are you with me? To tell Nigerians or to tell the audience how you were going to deal with the issue of security.
Don't you think that signifies teamwork?
I'm not speaking with you now. I'm speaking to Tinubu.
Okay.
Now, how do you in good conscience ask a man who in the last 7 to 8 months, people could not travel by road, by air, by rail to Kaduna State. In between 2021 till date, in 2021, this same man withdrew his own children from school, leaving the children of even the common people owing to public school. Hold on, of course they were in public school, but he had to withdraw them owing to insecurity. But he didn't close down the schools owing to insecurity. It is public knowledge. It is public knowledge.
Position to speak.
How do you ask such a man to talk about security of those, how to secure the lives of over 200 million people? In the first place, is Rufai on the ballot? Is he the one we want to employ?
His team.
They even call it in their wretched illiteracy. He tagged it in the spirit of teamship. What is teamship? That's a word
it's political nomenclature.
No, that's a word that does not exist in English lexicography.
It doesn't matter.
You understand? Politics. No, it's not politics. He was speaking on a platform called Chatham House in the United Kingdom. Those are the native speakers of the English language. So you cannot make such curious coinages on a platform where you cannot
they have domesticated many of our lexicons.
No. It's not even until we get there. It's not about domesticating them. In fact, there is a man who lacked even the competence and fluidity, because he does not just stutter, he stammers. He cannot articulate properly.
And that is nature.
You understand? It is not nature. We call it, you see, in speech management and speech therapy, we call it dysenteria or apraxia. That is what he suffers. And I sympathize with him, because what he needs is possibly and practically a therapy. He needs a therapy. And if he, for free, I will offer him one for free, because dysenteria does something to one. You see, you cannot, it is when a man suffers from articulation. You understand me? His brain knows what he wants to say. I give it to him. His brain wants to say something, but there is a disconnect between his brain, his mouth, his jaw, and his tongue. Okay. So in the process, he mumbles different things. He says blah blah blue 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 and all that. He talks about electricity, payment for electricity. He will now say, oh, they cannot pay for a roasted corn, and you are talking about electricity. So it is disjointed and uncoordinated. Now, what is that? What does that mean to you?
No, I will ask. I will allow you to ask me what that means to me. But how do you juxtapose this?
Yes.
With what Atiku did in Jos. He said,
oh my goodness.
PDP.
I'll tell you, they are two different.
What is the name of that terminology? Is it just what?
I'll tell you what happened in Jos. What happened in Jos is what we call a slip of the tongue. A slip of the tongue is when in a public, when making
also suffers slip of the tongue.
There is, it is, in Tinubu's case, it is consistent, it is persistent, it is perennial, it is habitual. There is no day he comes to make any public statement that he will not make a blunder. So that is why I said he suffers from what we call apraxia and dysenteria. If you ask a speech therapist, they will tell you what this means. Because
but what would they tell me of Atiku?
That is, you see, what did Atiku say? He said APC, I mean PDP. Now that's what we call a slip of the tongue. A slip of the tongue is when a man.
They are in the same class that they require therapy from people like
listen to me, editor. You see, with profound respect to you, they cannot be in the same category.
Why?
How many times have you heard him make a gaffe? In any public statement, the only one recorded in this campaign, in his visit to 15 different states in Nigeria, many town hall meetings, many public gatherings, is just that. Slip, and what did he do?
Slip is a slip.
No, with profound respect. He recapitulated. He corrected himself. He said, I mean PDP. In Tinubu's case, he said, Omar Gege will be elected governor of Niger Delta State. He did not correct himself because he's not aware he even made a mistake. He was not aware. He told El Rufai in Kaduna how he would change a rotten situation to a bad one. He didn't correct himself because he's not aware that there was an error. He does not know when he makes mistakes. That is why we call it dysenteria, because it has to do with his nervous system. There is a disconnect between his brain and his tongue, his mouth, his jaw. Are you with me? As well as his nervous system. So when you have such a problem, I sympathize with him. I don't like to discuss issues that
can we pardon his nervous system?
No. You see,
because
what
about Atiku's wife?
That is a man.
What about Atiku's wife? There was also.
With due respect, is she on the ballot?
APC.
Is she on the ballot?
What we are saying?
No, is she on the ballot? I put it to you.
Well,
is she on the ballot?
I might not answer that, but
no, you see,
she's going to be in the villa.
Even as a person, we make slips. But you see, we're talking
that must be a very
expensive. You see, she still corrected herself. Did you watch the full video? She corrected herself because she recapitulated. She found out on her own
just the way
that there was an error. Yes, but for this man, he never, even when he said he was a Muslim, he wanted to pray in the Arabic language. He got stuck. He was talking about Holy Father, how is this? Oh no, you don't do that.
Yeah.
You say you cannot. Let me tell you something. A man cannot give what he does not have.
Yeah.
We are talking about the destiny of over 200 million Nigerians. We cannot leave it in the hands of someone, who is induced by certain substances that we don't know.
Thank you very much. I will stop you here, yes. Frank Shaibu. We will take a short break, and when we return, the conversation continues. Viewers, don't go away.
Now, as part of efforts to support Africa's goal of strengthening...
Now, looking at the activity chart, as you can see right here, a total volume of 130...
Inherited a Boko Haram crisis that at that time was restricted to Yobe.
How secure are they? You can see security men with blood.
This is the road leading up to the...
Really, if you look at England squad, you are looking at EPL, you are looking at their names. You are not looking at...
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Daily Politics on Trust TV. Do well to follow the conversation across our social platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and watch us live on YouTube. Yeah, we've been with Frank Shaibu, Special Advisor on Public Communications to PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. A poll released just yesterday, right? Placed your candidate thoughts in order of chances of winning the presidency. It was commissioned by Atedo Peter Side. What is your take?
Well, we know it is laughable because we know you don't need the services of a clairvoyant to hazard a guess as to where it is coming from. But we know their strategy. Their strategy is just to distract the voters in the Southeast. The followers, especially the young followers of Mr. Peter Obi, to give them hope that there is hope coming for them.
Just in the Southeast?
Yes, not just, no, you see, in the Southeast particularly, that's their strategy.
Why? But that is their stronghold.
No, it's not. It's not their stronghold. It's not. In fact, Atiku is at home even in the Southeast. You see, that's why I said you don't need the services of a clairvoyant to hazard a guess as to where that is coming from and who commissioned it and those who are behind it.
Who commissioned it?
Yes, and those who are behind Atedo Peter's side. I challenge him to it. He knows what I'm talking about. The issue is this. These lazy presidential candidates who do not want to subject themselves to interrogation, who do not want to subject themselves to campaigning, who have nothing to sell to Nigerians. Are you with me? Those who have claimed they are the makers of President Muhammadu Buhari and who believe that they made Lagos State and made Nigeria or built Lagos. And I keep saying that, look, that same Lagos is going to be their albatross. Because as far as I'm concerned, you know, we're talking of somebody who has become an immutable sole administrator of that state for over 20 years.
You are referring to Tinubu?
Oh yes, by whatever name. You know, I don't want to promote him so that his name will not keep ringing. You know, so you can mention the name while I do the talking. You know, the issue is simple. What they are doing is that they want to distract the followers of Peter Obi so that they will amplify his rating. You saw his outing in Port Harcourt today. You know, and I said, look, why did Mr. Wike waste that stadium?
It's one of their best outings.
Yes, but did you not watch it? Did you not see the video? You as a credible news medium like Daily Trust and Trust TV, you should have the video of pictorials from that rally. You will know that Governor Wike, who even gave them that stadium to use, all he would have simply done was to give them one hall to use as a town hall meeting.
Okay, yeah. We have a photo here.
You understand me? Look at that. Look at, is that a rally?
But maybe this is the initial...
No. There was a grand performance going on. He was already making a speech before and after. This is the rally. You saw where their canopies are. Do you understand me? If people were going to sit on, at the arena, and you put these canopies, how would you be able to see those at the arena? It's impossible. So they conditioned themselves, limited themselves to the space they could occupy. We don't contest this. Usually I don't even talk about P2B and his people. No, he's a friend. He's my friend and a brother. And I love him. And we have promised that we're going to run a government of national unity by the time Atiku Abubakar emerges as president.
But how can Atiku?
How do you mean how can?
This poll, I think this should be the second or
that is
time
that is why I said. You see, that is why
and they have done this in other countries and it was accepted.
No. At Atedo Peter's side, it's not the first time he's coming out with his polling now. His polling in 2015.
Can you see the breakdown of
Hold on. I saw
Peter Obi in the across the regions.
Editor, I don't...
In the Northeast, they gave him 4. What did they give Atiku? They said 28 in the Northeast. But in Southeast, Peter Obi 68. And you just told me that Atiku will get Southeast.
He will not just get Southeast. He will be beaten even in Anambra. You see, the truth is this, editor.
Yeah.
You see, like I say to most people,
yes,
the strategy is simple. We know those behind this. Atedo Peters came out with the polling in 2015. He said Jonathan was going to win in a landslide against President Muhammadu Buhari. Did it happen? Did that happen? He knows what we're talking about. It's not the first time his polling will fall on like a pack of cards. We are used to it. You understand? Those who machinate and concoct this, we know where they are coming from. So that's why I said we don't need the service of a clairvoyant to hazard the guess as to those behind it. Well, nice guy, great guy, but when it comes to polling, no, that's not his terrain. He should go do something else with his time. You understand? For us, it's about the people. And this particular election is a referendum on hunger, poverty, tears, death of our people. A majority of our people is Christmas. A majority of our people cannot travel because of fear of kidnap, fear of bad roads. Even our roads, you know how the roads used to be.
Yeah.
You understand? Have now become.
But this government said they have fixed many of the roads and they have started showcasing them, including legacy projects. They have legacy projects which they are going to show Nigerians. In fact, they have started. Look at the Niger Bridge, the second Niger Bridge. Look at the Abuja, Kaduna. Look at the railway. These are legacy projects that the government is actually showing Nigeria.
Hamza, with profound respect, you see, you cannot talk about the second Niger Bridge without giving credit to President Goodluck, former President Goodluck Jonathan. He initiated that project.
Initiation is one thing.
No, they started work started
in Nigeria since 1960s.
You recall that project, of course. You see, the second Niger Bridge had been on the board even before democracy in Nigeria, if you remember. Even the military contemplated
to share the credit.
No, even the
with PDP
of course they will share the credit.
Why?
They should, because the contract was awarded by Ogadome when he was Minister of Works.
But the money was not there.
No, that project started in May because we're in an election year in 2015. It was an election year.
Are you now trying to say second Niger Bridge is PDP project?
It was conceived with profound respect. It was conceived by the PDP. Even the railway project.
Don't you think you will be stunned if you approach the bridge to cross it and say this is PDP project?
How would I be stoned? You see, except those who do not have a conscience and who maybe suffer from dementia or amnesia, like maybe one or two of the candidates in this election. If it is about the people of the Southeast, they know that, look, in 2015, that project was initiated in May 2015. President Goodluck Jonathan, it was started in 2015. President Goodluck Jonathan, particularly, I want to believe that he thought he was going to win that election. He worked very hard to win that election.
But it took him 4 years.
It does not matter. It's just like when you asked me, it took Buhari 7.5 years to come up with this reform in the banking sector. Don't I think it's targeted at some candidate? No. It is not when you start. It is how well you end it. You understand me? It's like I listened to Peter Obi a few days ago. Someone sent it to me. I think an editor asked me a question from the Punch newspaper. Peter, who is 61, saying that some of the older candidates should leave the space for him. And I asked.
Yeah, because he said they have dementia and all.
And I asked him. I said, age is not a parameter for measuring capability. Dementia is not only occasioned by age. No, it is not. Sometimes if you take hard substances like heroin and any form of drugs, it can lead to breakdown of your nervous system. It can destroy so many things in your system. Do you understand me? Say President Muhammadu Buhari is 80. He squats to pray. But we have presidential candidates who sit down to pray even before the Almighty. So the issue is not about age. Age is not a parameter for measuring capability. The railway project you are talking about, at the time President Muhammadu Buhari's government came into power, the APC government came into power in 2015, I recall that the Minister of Transportation, His Excellency Governor Rotimi Amechi, made a public declaration that most of the projects the Buhari administration inherited in 2015 were almost 80% completed. That there were no comatose projects.
Then where should the credit go?
The credit should go to the PDP. Did you see?
Frank,
that was why.
Nigerians are watching.
No, with profound respect. Are you aware?
A moment ago, you said that Tinubu could not actually show anything. Meaning you are doing Tinubu's job now. Which
job am I doing? If a job is 80% completed and you do 20%, where should the credit go to normally?
You are saying 80%?
What is 80%? You see, those are not my words. Those are the words of Governor Rotimi Amechi, former Minister of Transport.
We'll invite him to also.
Please do. This is a public platform.
I want to ask you this question. Tinubu today in Lagos said he will remove subsidy, while Okowa, in Asaba said he will implement PIA. Are they just talking as a matter of principle, or they have run short of ideas?
When we see, you see. What are they now? When you are talking about Okowa, are you comparing?
They are all talking about the same thing.
In Senna climes, we don't even need to take the APC candidate seriously, because what he needs now. No, you see, In 2015, when we talked about subsidy removal, as well as the privatization of the NNPC, they called for the head of Atiku Abubakar, the APC. They said, oh, he wants to sell the NNPC to his friends, he wants to do this, he wants to do that. Today, they've partially privatized the NNPC. Now he's talking about subsidy removal. What they are doing is that, you know, it took them months to no end, weeks to no end before they came out with their working document.
But they have at the end.
Which they called renewed hopelessness.
No, you changed the name.
No. That's the, you see, we need to assist them to canonize it.
Now, are you saying that they are just borrowing?
They are just borrowing, yes. You see, they are just borrowing, you know, from our programs of action because they have nothing to sell to the people. Any government in power that is running election after 7.5 years, all they should do is, but the people of Nigeria, you visit Anambra, for instance, people of Anambra, you remember when we came in 2015, there was no this, there was no that. We provided X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. If you elect us, we're going to do more. But what he does most times, or what himself and his team do most times, is that they go on and on to say how he built Lagos State, how he did this and all that. He built Lagos State for him.
That's not fair comment.
No, he built Lagos State for himself and his family. Because
you have over 10 million people.
No, he built Lagos for himself and his family. All he needed to do was to raise the bar in terms of revenue generation.
Which is credible.
Which is credible and verifiable, yes, but he used Alpha Beta. Alpha Beta is his company and that takes XYZ% of the same revenue generated.
But that is a grievous allegation.
It is not. He has never denied that he owns Alpha Beta. But he has never denied that he owns, hold on please, he has never denied he owns.
Is it illegitimate to do business?
It is not illegitimate, but the percentage he takes from them is illegitimate. And that is why they carry bullion vans up and down. That is why they want to call for the head of Emefiele. And we are saying, no, you can't call for his head. The reform was started by President Muhammadu Buhari. Allow Emefiele to complete the project because they want to use bullion vans to railroad themselves into Aso Rock. It is not possible. This election, it is a time for Nigerians to say, no, this is our election. INEC has done a good job by introducing beavers and so many reforms in the electoral sector, and they were fully funded and supported by President Muhammadu Buhari.
It is not another achievement.
Of course. You see, whether we like it or not,
yeah.
we don't play politics of blame game. After 7.5 years, somebody is talking about 16 years of PDP. You understand me? It goes to know. It goes to show you that these guys have nothing to sell. You have spent 7.5 years in power. You should be able to sell your projects. You should be able to say, look, we're campaigning based on what we have done. We are saying, look, let me shock you. The number of deaths recorded only in Kaduna State between 2021 and 2022 is almost equals the total number of people that have died in war-torn Syria.
Well, life is life.
I just singled Kaduna.
And we're going to verify this. When I was in Maiduguri,
yes,
PDP was in power. I was reporting from there.
Beautiful.
People were being killed. So
yes,
I don't think if...
And when an APC came to... No, hold on. And when APC wanted to come, they said, look, we're giving you a general who is going to end this senseless massacre, senseless killing.
Has he not done it? There is peace in Northeast now.
Oh,
it's
really?
Better late than never.
Really? There's peace in Nigeria?
Significantly. I'm not saying it. It is the figures.
No, not the figures. Under this administration, we have lost more Nigerians than
I'm not saying that they were lost more. I'm talking about
under
present situation right now.
Under the APC administration, the statistics are there, the facts are there.
I'm talking about right now.
No, of course, right now. Facts are sacred, opinion is cheap. You understand? The facts are there. They are verifiable. In this administration, compared to the PDP administration, we have lost more Nigerians than it were.
But don't you think we have lost our conscience if we are actually comparing number of deaths during one administration? Is it not a collective?
What do you, my dear brother, what do you do? If you tell me, look, I am coming to stop this, I'm coming to stop the senseless massacre, I am coming to say to reduce hunger, I am coming to take away pain, I'm coming to put food on the table, I'm coming to raise the bar in the educational sector, and we give you the chance to come to do that, and you fail to do that, you make it worse, educational system is in comatose.
But what assurance do we have your candidate will change it?
Atiku Abubakar is a talent hunter.
So also,
you understand me?
They keep showcasing
you understand me?
The people they nurture.
And this is one man who has been successful in every business venture he has put his hand in. We're talking of a man you don't know his source of wealth. We're talking of a candidate of the APC whose name, his background, his educational qualification, his business is unknown to anybody.
That
hold on, please. No, please. There's a man who left from infancy to university. He is the only presidential candidate whose record in from CF001 is not, for primary and secondary education, is not there. What it means is that he left from his mother's tummy to the university.
Meaning it's an indictment on the university that enrolled him.
No, which university enrolled him?
A result that is fake.
My brother, this is a man who for many years still has a drug case hanging on his neck. That is inexplainable.
It's an allegation because
it is still there. He has not come to explain himself to Nigerians.
I want us to move to this issue.
The people want to lead.
Your candidate, Atiku, said he has met Peter Obi 5 times.
Not Peter Obi, Governor
Wike.
Yes.
5 times. And he's now waiting for Obi to...
Wike?
Wike to meet him.
Yes.
Will Wike ever meet your candidate?
I don't know what you mean about Wike. It's not about Wike. I think for me, even our Lord Jesus Christ, he had about 12 disciples. Judas was one of them.
So Wike is Judah?
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
As holy, in matters that relate to the body of Christ, I tread with profound meticulousness. As at the level and at that realm, he still got betrayed. Are you with me? By Judas. He sold out. You get my point?
Yeah.
But you see, he would always, there's always a room for a prodigal son. So for me, Atiku is a father, he's open-hearted, he's ready, you understand, to work with anybody, everybody. And because his ambition is how to unify Nigeria, how to build a new Nigeria of our dream, how to use our diversities as a unifying factor, to bring our people together and restore peace in our land. The campaign is on. We've moved on. We're going, and we believe that by the grace of God, even those who are disillusioned will still find their beats to join the team.
And you think he can win without the likes of Wike, Autumn?
We have not ruled them out. They are still members of our party. That's the beauty of what we do.
Wike said he will not campaign.
It is not, it is not about campaigning. Let me ask you a question. Is Governor Aregbesola campaigning with Tinubu? Have you seen Yaya Bello? Check your pictures and check your video. Have you seen Governor Yaya Bello of Kogi State on his campaign trail? Have you seen,
Buhari just yesterday issued a statement
before
that he
yesterday,
will definitely campaign for.
Before yesterday, he was at for whatever reason, he issued a statement. It's a matter of conjecture. Before yesterday, when they did their declaration, their first campaign rally, he was unjust with them. The president was unjust with them. Did he utter a word? If you have any speech he made at the Just rally, which was their first official campaign, bring it out. I challenge you to it.
I want to ask you this.
I challenge you to it. So when you are talking of, people keep talking about crisis in PDP.
Let me ask you this last question.
The crisis in APC is worse than what we have in PDP. Yes.
You see, your candidates.
Yes.
And Tinubu, I don't want to mention others. They keep making gaps. I'm going back to this question. Is it that they don't have their political parties at heart? They are just angling for power, that they keep making these minor errors that people, it's about individual interests.
Which one is the errors? I don't understand.
The PDP.
No, but I've told you. You see, when you're saying your candidate, you see, I've taken you through what I call an academic conversation on that.
I want the political angle.
No, it's not political because
do they have the political
because you have an advantage. No, with profound respect, you have a privilege to have me in the studio as a spokesman to Atiku.
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
And I double as what I call a speech pathologist. So I'm helping you.
For all the candidates?
No. I'm a speech pathologist professionally. I'm a speech pathologist. And I'm telling you that, look, what Atiku did was a slip of the tongue. And a slip, the slip of the tongue is a stock phrase. And what it means is that when a man commits an error in the course of public statements.
Tinubu's supporters or spokesmen were to be here, he will use the same words.
It is not possible. We are talking of, listen, sir, with profound respect, we are talking of a man who has become a scorn, who has become a content creator for skit makers, TikTokers, and all those people who do Instagram and all these things. That is what they use. He creates content for them. That is why they are shielding him and protecting him. We are talking of a man who has a rope by his back like this, and there are people backstage pulling him up and down. Listen to me. Tinubu cannot make any public statement extemporaneously without committing a gaffe.
This statement we must verify them, Frank. Because
as I sit here, I can give you. Do you know that if you permit me and if there is time, I can give you 10 gaffes consistently he has made back to back.
Well,
so you don't call them those ones. You don't now call them. You don't call them slips of the tongue. That is why I said that.
We're also talking about
that's why I said he suffered dysentery,
their health, and all that.
Yes,
and they are on the same pedestal.
They are not. They are not. You don't say that. Are you going to tell me that President Muhammadu Buhari is on the same pedestal? The man talks. He speaks extemporaneously, and he's not disjointed. He is coordinated.
Okay. So the final word, you have confidence in your candidate.
How do you mean?
A word, just a word.
It's not just confidence. The election is there for us to win, and Atiku will be president whether the cock crows or not. The sun must rise.
Thank you very much, Frank, Special Advisor, Public Communications to Atiku Abubakar. Viewers, that's a wrap on today's program. Thank you for watching, and do join us again for another edition. I'm Hamza Idris.